Hello, this is Jomo83, and this is my review of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, which just finished, and it was absolutely awful. I'm just going to start off by that, and Bottas ended up winning from pole position with the fastest lap, so fair play to him. He did everything he needed to. With Hamilton making it Mercedes 1-2, it was pretty close between them for a while, but then by the end Hamilton started backing off. I think he was just making sure he got to the end, didn't overheat the engine or anything. And then running off the podium was Sebastian Vettel, 20 seconds behind Bottas. So for anyone who thought the Mercedes wasn't the best car by the end of the season, and I think they should think again. And Raikkonen was fourth, with Verstappen just over a second behind Kimi Raikkonen. So there was never actually a battle between them two. It was pretty close the whole race, and it just highlighted how awful the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix circuit is. So yeah, it was a very dull race. I'm glad I didn't pay for it, put it that way. It was on Channel 4 this week, so luckily I didn't have to. And the top five, basically, as usual, pulled away from everyone else in the field, with Hulkenberg banging 6th place, and he was very good today. He did corner cut to overtake Perez on the first lap, which was a bit cheeky, but I didn't mind that. I'm a Hulkenberg fan, so pretty funny to see him drive past Perez and carry on. So, I mean, it looked like he's in a sprint lobby, but still, he managed to make up that 5-second penalty that he got and stay in 6th place, so well done to him. And Ricciardo actually would have been at like 4th, but then he retired with a hydraulic issue about halfway through a race. So yeah, unfortunate for Ricciardo, but it's once again Red Bull reliability strikes again. But I think they only managed to get the both cars to finish 6 times, I think, or something like that. It wasn't many at all. So unlucky season for Red Bull and Ricciardo and Verstappen, who's just they've not had brilliant years by luck standards. But then Two Force Indias came next after Hulkenberg in 7th and 8th, with Perez ahead of Ocon, and that was they just sort of split up. There were 5 seconds for most of the race between each of those drivers, with Fernando Alonso and Felipe Massa running out the points. Alonso actually overtook Massa down the straight, which I think everyone was pretty surprised at, and that was pretty much the only overtaking that happened in the top 10, Alonso overtaking Massa just after the stops. And Grosjean actually did alright battling the whole race. I think he was pretty impressive with he overtook Stroll very well in the first 2 laps with their battling, and then he kept annoying for me because I'm a Hulkenberg fan, but he kept overtaking Hulkenberg in the worst places possible, which almost allowed Perez to get Hulkenberg as well, but not quite. And yeah, Grosjean, he did have to pit after that and ended up 11th place, unlucky, but I think he came lower than he did last season in the championship, or got 1 less point than last season, with 28 points for Haas, with Magnussen on 19. So Grosjean has been more impressive than Magnussen, and Magnussen has just made way too many mistakes. He's so unsported. I think everyone realises that at this point. He spun off on the first lap, going through the fast left-right, and he ended up 13th place behind Stoffel Van Dorn, who seemed to have just niggling little issues the whole race, basically, and ended up 12th, quite a way off his teammate Alonso, and Magnussen 13th as said. Pascal Wehrlein was impressive as well in 14th. He overtook... I don't think he overtook anyone actually, but he was just impressive. He battled with Kevin Magnussen for a while, which just showed how bad Magnussen's race was, that Wehrlein could battle him. Ended up 14th for Sauber, which isn't too bad at all, with Brendan Hartley 15th. Just Toro Rosso is awful at the minute, and that's the end of the season, obviously. So it should hopefully be a better season for Toro Rosso next year with the Honda engine, but I don't know if it will get much better, to be honest, if they've got that in the back of the car. With Gasly in 16th, made way too many mistakes. Pretty disappointing, as I like Gasly quite a lot, but it was quite a lot of mistakes from him today. Hopefully he can put them behind him and not let him affect his winter. And then Marcus Ericsson and Lance Stroll rounding out the finishes. I think Stroll made about 3 or 4 pit stops just because he kept locking up. It's just, I put this on Twitter earlier, like if Williams think they're going to do well next season with Stroll as their main driver, then they should think again, because like Stroll locked up like every single time you saw him on the screen. He was locking up his tyre, and he had to pit because of it. He got flat spots like every single lap, basically, it seemed. And yeah, that left him in 18th place, with Carlos Sainz retiring. He was on for about about 9th, I reckon, behind the Force Indias, but ended up retiring with his front right wasn't attached onto his car, so unfortunate for him, but it didn't matter in the end. Renault managed to get that position in the championship, and then also retiring Daniel Ricciardo. But on the whole, it was probably one of the worst races in a long time. I think it was marginally worse than Russia, because in Russia we at least had a climax at the end. But yeah, it was just a bit boring. Like, Abu Dhabi isn't always, like, it's never really that good. I can only remember 2012, it was actually a good, exciting race, and you could argue 2016, but that's just because Hamilton was scripting it. So it's never been a good track. They should probably just redo it. It's a very good facility and everything. Like, it's been a great weekend for everyone there, as it seems, but still, the track isn't the best, and I hope they improve it for the upcoming years if they are to stay around for a while, which it seems like they are. It's a decent facility and they've got lots of money. And yeah, if you did enjoy the video, leave a like, a comment what you thought about the race. I didn't think it was very good at all. Probably give it about a 3 out of 10. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this video. Subscribe if you want to see more. This has been J83, and I will see you next time.